There are changes coming to Atlas Earth. We've already seen a couple, but are these needed? Do you really care? Are they wanted? Today I'm looking back at the AMA from a couple weeks ago and giving my thoughts. So stay tuned. Welcome back to another This Week in Atlas Earth. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to getting into this topic a little bit more since I didn't really have too much time this past week with everything going on. So I'm going to go through the AMA from this past week or 2 weeks ago now and kind of give my thoughts on a few different things that were covered. I might skip around a little bit and not give my thoughts on everything because it was over an hour long. But the most important topics I definitely feel like covering today. So, as you can see, uh, specifically changes to selling parcels have been made. I don't know if you've tried recently, but if you go into the sell parcel mode and you try to put a parcel up for sale for less than 2,500 Atlas bucks, you see this error message. So basically, what Sami had said in the AMA is that a few bad apples are basically ruining the entire experience for everyone. Which, I didn't really know that it was as big of a problem as it apparently has been. I haven't ever actually had any luck selling a parcel. I feel like nobody's really purchasing other people's parcels right now that are up for sale unless they're really in a location that a user wants. If I just buy a parcel of land in some random location and put it up for sale for 500 Atlas bucks, I don't see really any benefit for another user to purchase that whenever they could just purchase five different parcels of land for themselves. So this does kind of raise the question, I guess, where it could potentially be somebody creating multiple accounts and buying parcels and then selling maybe potentially just legendary or epic parcels and kind of cheating the system a little bit that way. I can see that. But then again, I really didn't know that this was that big of a problem. But if it is a problem, I guess I'm glad they are addressing it to hopefully uh, help the game out long term and not create any sort of long term problems that could come from this. It's good for them to go ahead and nip it in the butt now. The next topic that Sami had covered is the community feed. Apparently, we are weeks away from actually seeing some progress in that and seeing a little bit of testing happening. Apparently, different users are going to be invited to kind of uh, be the first testers of the feed, see if it actually works, and then once it actually gets the kinks kind of hammered out, then it will be released on a bigger scale to everyone. I've already kind of made my thoughts on this known, but I will say again that I am excited for this. I think it could be a really cool feature, a good way for people to connect with other players and other users, and just a good, fun experience to kind of add on to the current game. Outside of the community feed, landmarks is the number one feature that Atlas Earth is currently working on. Hopefully, we will have a solid date by the end of this year where we should know more on the future of landmarks. Landmark design is underway already. So at this point, it's just kind of figuring out the amount of landmarks that they're going to be released at the beginning. Kind of the process for bidding on those, and just really hammering out the fine details. But hopefully, we should have a confirmed date on when we will start being able to purchase or bid on landmarks by the end of this year. I am looking forward to landmarks. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be anything that the average Atlas Earth player that doesn't really put much money into the game is going to be able to purchase. I don't know if I'm going to be able to purchase them. Uh, I assume the first landmarks that are made available are probably all going to go to the whales. Let's face it. They're going to put in their money to try and get those first few landmarks that are made available. So we'll see if many of us outsiders have a shot there. I hope so. But then again, who really knows until we see how this is going to work? But I am hopeful and I am excited, just like everybody else, about landmarks finally coming to Atlas Earth and finally being something that we're able to purchase. The next thing I want to look at are the changes that are coming to minigames and the potential changes that are kind of being looked at right now in minigames. To start off, right now, if you're outside of the US, the payouts for minigames aren't half as good as they are in the U.S. We're kind of lucky in a good spot where we have a very high turnout for U.S. minigames. It's not quite the same in other countries. So right now, Atlas is very close to merging certain countries in mini games. Hopefully, by merging different countries, this will increase participation. It will increase pot sizes, and overall, just make for a better experience for minigame players in other countries outside of the USA. In regards to potential changes that could be coming to minigames, Sami had spoke a little bit about maybe changing the format a little bit. So there was a question that was asked regarding potentially maybe having minigames not just a 1v1 format and maybe making kind of like a pool format, if you will, where you're playing multiple players at a time. Now, Sami didn't directly say, hey, we're going to change it to where it's not 1v1 anymore, but he did tease the idea that potentially there could be minigame tournaments almost to where there's almost like a sudden death system for if you lose, you're out. Whereas if you don't lose, you just continue on playing tournament style. Now, this could be months away. It could be years away. It's probably not being worked on that much right now. Right now, we do know that they are focused on trivia, and that is going to be the next big change to minigame, adding trivia in there. Now, he did say that is months away. Hopefully, that one should be ready by the end of the year. But in regards to the other changes, they are welcome, especially to outside of the U.S. players. But I do think that there needs to be some more changes to some of the current existing mini games, or at least to some of the format of the current mini games, just to kind of make the games a little bit more fun. Right now, they're a little tedious, a little repetitive, so they might not necessarily be the most fun features of the game, especially if you're playing them constantly on a weekly basis. So I do think some changes are welcomed. Let me know what you think. If you think that changes need to be made to the current mini games, put that in the comments. If you'd like to see a different type of mini game, put that in the comments as well. I do like to hear what you have to say and your feedback on the current situation of mini games. The last thing that I'm going to cover from the AMA and what I really look forward to seeing changes to are the different ad networks that Atlas Earth currently works with. Um, Sami had said that there are so many ad networks out there that advertise the fact that they have 5-second ads, when in reality, we play the game, we see the ads while we're boosting, while we're watching ads just to collect Atlas bucks, or while we're about to play a mini game, we see these ads be much longer than 5 seconds. And so they are working to try and identify the ad networks and potentially make changes with the networks that they use to help promote ads that are actually what are advertised to be 5-second ads. Again, I don't think that anybody is going to have any problem with Atlas Earth making these changes. They are definitely needed. There's the ads that they currently use right now are so inconsistent. Um, whether I am, just getting my boost ready in the mornings, or if I am competitively playing the mini games, I need to know that the ads that I'm watching are, actually 5 seconds or 10 seconds, or at least know that the ads that I'm watching are the same length as the people that are playing mini games against me, because it's truly not fair to the user if I have 10 wins in a specific minigame, and I'm going up against another player that has 10 wins in a minigame, but the ads that I'm receiving are different from the ads that they're receiving. It can definitely create an advantage to one player or the other if the ads are shorter than what everybody else is experiencing. Because if they can get 12 games in per hour and I can only get 10 games in per hour because the ads that we're watching are different, that creates a disadvantage to one player. So I do look forward to seeing changes to the ads that are run through Atlas Earth. Especially some of the ads are just crazy. They definitely are inappropriate. Some of them. So any changes to the current ad networks are definitely welcome, especially if it's going to make the game better and we don't have to deal with those crazy ads anymore. Looking back at my progress from this past week, I started off with 13,114 Atlas bucks. I finished the week with 13,724 Atlas bucks. I had 455 Atlas bucks made from daily login bonuses. I made 73 Atlas bucks from minigames, and then rounding that all out, I made 82 Atlas bucks from ads and other wheel spins. So I made 610 Atlas bucks this past week. Now, keep in mind, this was since last Tuesday. Actually, technically, I started keeping track on Wednesday because my last video was Tuesday. So there's only 5 days worth of Atlas Bug tracking in this equation here. Hopefully, I get back onto my regularly scheduled videos of coming out on Sunday night or Monday night. Once I do this, it will get my Atlas Bucks to hopefully where I'm back at 1,000 AB, around 1,000 AB per week. Taking a look at my total parcels, I currently have 810 parcels. My boost rate is ×5 right now. I have 0 mayorships and I have 55 badges, currently level 3. So this is all that I have for you today. Thanks so much for listening to what I have to say and stopping by. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you have any comments, if you like any of the changes that are being made, if you dislike any of the changes that are being made, please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Give it a like. I do really appreciate it. So yeah, that's all I got for you today. I'll check back in with you next week.